The Galactic Council chamber erupted in what could only be described as the cosmic equivalent of snickering as Captain Marcus Chen stood before the assembly, completely bewildered by the ancient scroll in his hands. The parchment, written in 17 different alien languages, proclaimed him the inheritor of King Vorthak's most troublesome possession, his daughter, Princess Zara. "This has to be a joke," Marcus muttered, still wearing his oil-stained mechanic jumpsuit from the space station, where he'd been repairing hyperdrives just 3 hours ago. Ambassador Glixnorf, a purple blob with multiple eye stalks, wobbled with barely contained amusement. "Oh no, human. The ancient laws of inheritance are quite binding. King Vorthak of the Andromedan Empire has named you specifically as the recipient of his, how do you say, problematic offspring." The council chamber, a massive crystalline dome housing representatives from 47 different species, buzzed with whispers and what Marcus assumed were alien chuckles. A mantis-like delegate clicked its mandibles in apparent glee while a floating gas being pulsed with colors that his translator suggested meant hilarious. "But I don't even know this king," Marcus protested. "I'm just a starship mechanic from Earth. I fix engines." "Ah, but you did save his royal courier ship from pirates last month," reminded Councillor Exeth, whose tentacled form writhed with what might have been satisfaction. "By galactic law, this creates a debt of honor. The king has chosen to discharge this debt creatively." A hologram materialized in the center of the chamber, showing a massive 6-armed alien king with elaborate golden armor. Even in the recording, King Vorthak looked exhausted. "Greetings, human Marcus Chen," the hologram began. "If you are viewing this, it means I have finally found someone foolish. I mean, brave enough to take responsibility for my daughter Zara. She has been expelled from 43 different royal academies, started 17 wars by accident, and somehow convinced 3 different species to worship her as a goddess. She is brilliant, beautiful, and completely impossible to control." Marcus felt a sinking sensation in his stomach. Expelled from 43 academies? "Oh, that number is outdated," chimed in Ambassador Glixnorp cheerfully. "It's up to 56 now. Princess Zara was kicked out of 3 more schools just this week." The king's hologram continued, "I am dying, human, and my greatest fear is not the collapse of my empire, but what my daughter might do if left unsupervised. You seem adequately stubborn. Perhaps you can succeed where I have failed." At that moment, the chamber's massive doors exploded inward, not metaphorically, but with actual plasma explosions that sent several delegates diving for cover. Through the smoke strode a figure that made Marcus's breath catch. Princess Zara was indeed beautiful, with iridescent blue skin, silver hair that seemed to move on its own, and eyes that sparkled with mischief and intelligence. She wore what appeared to be a modified military uniform covered in medals, though Marcus suspected she'd awarded them to herself. "Father's finally dead then?" she asked casually, stepping over the smoldering remains of the door. "About time. That speech about finding me a suitable guardian was getting old." The council members scrambled to their seats, some literally crawling under their desks. Clearly, Princess Zara had a reputation. "So you're the lucky human," she continued, looking Marcus up and down with obvious amusement. "I have to say, I was expecting someone more impressive. You look like you repair things for a living." "I do repair things for a living," Marcus said, finding his voice. "And right now, I'm wondering if I can repair the massive mistake I apparently made by saving your father's courier." Zara laughed, a sound like silver bells mixed with warning sirens. "Oh, you're funny." "I like funny. The last 3 guardians father assigned me had no sense of humor whatsoever. One of them actually cried when I accidentally launched his moon into a nearby star." "You launched a moon into a star?" "It was a small moon," she said dismissively. And technically, it was already going to crash into the star in a few thousand years. I just accelerated the timeline. Ambassador Glixnorp's eye stalks swiveled between them with obvious entertainment. The inheritance is binding human. Princess Zara is now your responsibility until she comes of age, which, by Andromedan standards, won't be for another 47 Earth years. 47 years? Marcus's voice cracked. Don't worry, Zara said, patting his shoulder with surprising gentleness. I'm sure we'll have fun together. I've always wanted to visit Earth. I hear you have something called reality television that sounds absolutely fascinating. The entire Galactic Council seemed to collectively shudder at this prospect. Councillor Xeth leaned forward urgently. Perhaps we could reconsider the inheritance laws. Too late. Zara announced cheerfully. The bond is sealed. Besides, Marcus here looks like he could use some excitement in his life. When's the last time you did something that wasn't fixing a hyperdrive? Marcus stared at this impossible, beautiful, terrifying princess, who was apparently now his responsibility. In the background, he could hear several council members placing what sounded like bets on his survival time. Princess, he said carefully, what exactly happened to your previous guardians? Her smile was radiant and absolutely terrifying. Oh, they're fine. Well, mostly fine. Guardian number 7 still sends me holiday cards from the psychiatric facility. Guardian number 12 founded a religion based on preventing my return to his planet. But don't worry, I've learned so much from my mistakes. As Princess Zara linked her arm through his and began dragging him toward the exit, Marcus caught a glimpse of his reflection in the chamber's crystal walls. Somehow, despite everything, he was smiling. Maybe this wouldn't be so bad after all. Behind them, the Galactic Council erupted in relieved laughter, already planning to send fruit baskets to Earth possibly as a farewell gesture.